Hi there. Welcome back to Love is Patient 444. I'll be using the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck. This deck is so beautiful. Like the quality of the cards. It shuffles so nicely. Oh. Well, I'm going to use this as the basis of our message today. North Node, which you are destined to have. I am a baby in the world of astrology, but my understanding is the North Node is the direction that you want to go, and this is where you should be ending up. So you know when you're watching tarot, I don't really go by signs because we have all of the signs in us, right? A lot of people focus on their sun sign. Oh, I'm a Scorpio. Oh, I'm a Sag. Well, that's how you present. But often what drives us is what is not seen, which is our moon. And I would suggest, just out of curiosity, that you look at some readings that talk about whatever your ascendant sign is, your North Node is, and get an understanding as to what it is the suggestion is that you're supposed to have, because that's what you're supposed to be working towards. And then with the moon, you're going to look at those readings carefully, though. You can't listen to everybody. Look, if I don't resonate with you, don't listen to me, okay? Like, again, you have to use your intuition, your discernment. I keep talking about that. Let me see, just getting some more cards here. Okay, I'll take that one too. So the North Node, what you are destined to have. You know what? Before you go and look that up, do a test, do a quiz. Write down what it is that you truly, truly want. Unadulterated, okay? Unadulterated, what's in your heart, what you want. And then kind of look up and see if there's any alignment between your soul growth, right? And what it is you're striving for. And if you can see any correlation between the two here. This is supposed to be about your destiny, what you're moving towards. Right? And the South Node is supposed to be about your past, what you're to overcome, what you're moving away from. Right? So it's not always about the sun sign. That's just your face that you know, how people see what you put on. But what's important is to know what you're overcoming, south, what you're moving towards, north, and how you're motivated or how you think your inner workings, which is your moon. Okay? So destined to have. My voice is a little raspy this morning. Let me just get some water. Okay. Heavenly Father, thank you that we're here. So grateful, so thankful, so appreciative of you and all that you've done and are continuing to do in our lives. I pray that you use me to deliver what is appropriate. To assist those that are on mission, on journey, that are traveling towards where they're supposed to be and leaving behind what no longer serves them, but taking the lessons taking the lessons. Okay. This card. House 4. So right now, what you're destined to have is your cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. If we look here, there's a moon energy here, there's water, there's reflection, because it's very personal. Family's personal. Family's about stability and security. We don't always get it from our family. They sometimes don't even know how to necessarily offer it to us. Family roots. Sometimes we have to create the family that we want, right? It doesn't necessarily come the way that we hope it would come, the way that we have it in mind. That's just not always the case. Your 4th house. And everyone's house is not necessarily under the same sign, right? Because otherwise we'd all be robots. But this is about where you find your peace, where you find your comfort, where you're creating the kind of life that you want, the life that you desire. Home is often connected with your security, with your mother, with the way in which you've been raised and nurtured, which honestly affects the way that we show up in the world, how we conduct ourselves, how we interact with other people. This house is about, like this house, house 4, is about security. It's your foundation. Like this is your base chakra, if I'm to make that connection. If for you this is in your north node, I just feel that there's a sense of a tower here. There's some strongholds that you're going to need to surpass in order to have this. There's some discomfort that you're going to have to engage in, as in a way, a rite of passage to what it is that you really want to have. You could be recreating, be it positive or negative, the type of home or the situation that you grew up in because it is comfortable to you. It is familiar. You may be called to create a different type of home, one that is supportive of you, one where you can rest easy, one where perhaps you're with other kindred spirits. So when I say family, I'm not talking just DNA. I'm not. Okay. So expand your interpretation of what I'm saying. I'm not just speaking about your DNA. This is also about connection and relationships. In the previous reading, I had rune cards. And part of it was about, so the third one was, I think it was joy. And there was fireworks, maybe, I don't know why I want to say elephant, I don't think so, or a Buddha or something, but there were two hands holding a gift. There was an exchange that was happening. This is also talking about the relationships that you have and the way in which you connect to people, right? This is also time for to become a little bit minimalist and to examine the relationships that you have, to notice the changes that are going on around those connections. Can they be salvaged? Can they be improved? Do you need to work on being more present with them, spending more time? Are there relationships where you need to pull back, right? So think about that. Think about the people that you spend time with. Okay. Think about where you're investing, and if those relationships are taking you towards what you're destined to have, is essentially the point. Okay? Oops. What is this, Capricorn? Ambition, realism, and methodical steps. So what do we see here? We see the heart here. We're seeing the heart. There's a, what is this called again? There's a song that goes, if I could have time in a bottle, I think the first thing that I'd like to do, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna put it in the video. Like, I'm gonna make reference to it at the bottom of the video. But this here, your ambition, right? Your realism and the methodical steps. So I should put it this way, because the reading was about the North Node and what you're supposed to have. The fourth house came out talking about family, talking about relationships, having peace and comfort, okay? And then what comes out next is Capricorn. And you don't have to be this sign. What I'm doing right now is I'm talking about the energy related to the sign, right? So you can be experiencing that, because we are all of the signs. We're all of the signs. That's why if you're online and you see something that draws your attention, there might be a message there for you. And you don't want to get pigeonholed, stuck, limited to only reading about your sun sign, and you're missing other more, to me, more critical elements of who you are and where you're supposed to go. So this Capricorn card is about it. It's about planning, methodology, execution, being mindful of the time, right? You know, there's roses here. And in the last reading, what was it? It was Rose's kiss. It was talking about Rose's kiss and taking the time to enjoy as you go along. This is about being practical and disciplined in the way in which you're approaching your destiny, what it is that you're meant to have. Work will be required, effort. Like if we look at this nest, That nest just doesn't show up out of nowhere, right? When I park my car outside, first of all, I always know when spring is coming because there is a preponderance of birds, the chirping every morning. But I see them. There's evidence of them around my car where they've been trying to build the nest. There's twigs, there's leaves, there's tissue. There's effort involved in this. And in order to have this, you're going to need to plan and think about how you're going to achieve it. Now, in so doing, you need to be careful because you can be, I think I should point out that your shadow here could be that you are relentlessly driven, right? That you are type A uptight, potentially. Is there anything else in here? I don't think so. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull one dragon oracle. Oops. So this is the Dragon Path Oracle. We're going to pull this. And see what message there is to bring this home. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pull the fourth card for House 4. So I'm just going to mix this up a bit. Thank you so much. We just want a card to close the reading, to provide some kind of, information, understanding, insight to the message that was provided today by Spirit. About family and peace and comfort and relationships and destiny and fate and how we can change it. This is also about your creativity. You understand that? Like you're building something here. You're engineering something here. This is about unification within so that it can be expressed outside. Mind, body, soul. You might even be creating something absolutely brand new, a completely different template than what you grew up knowing because it didn't work for you, right? And you're looking for ways to do that methodically. So I think we've fourth card. 1, 2, 3. And this is the card. The Healer. So let me get the book for this oracle. 25/6, number 26. And okay, so this is a guardian dragon. Okay, so the Healer falls into the guardian dragon group. So each of the guardian dragons has a counterpart. They're not necessarily male or female, although some are, but a balance of each other, like yin and yang. I'm pretty sure I just finished saying something about unifying, or I could be thinking of the other reading. Okay, here we go. The Healer. You may love your work, but it does not define you. You also need time to be you. This gentle yet powerful dragon is a true guardian of all the healers on earth. He connects particularly with those who work energetically. He reminds us that although we may walk our talk, we also need to heed our own advice. We are not a bottomless pit of energy and need to take time out now and again. His message: I am the guardian of the healers. You are capable of great things on earth as a healer and as a light for others to follow. But to do this, you must burn brightly and throw light into the shadows of your world. So we talked about that. We talked about how Capricorn can overwork itself and take the joy out of things, right? You give a great deal to others, but you must also make time for yourself. You need to rest and recharge. Your energy tank requires refilling, lest you become depleted. Make time to meditate, rejuvenate, relax, and above all, to laugh. You may love your work, but it does not define you. You also need time to be you. A wife, listen to that. You need time to be you, a wife, a husband, a father, a daughter, son, sister, brother, or any other role you fulfill. He reminds us not to take ourselves or life too seriously. If we do, we risk forgetting that we are just one tiny cog in the great wheel of life. What's nice about this card is that it talked about, it connected to the family stuff and what you're destined to have. And we also talked about being careful in the way in which you go after it. Yes, have plans. Yes, be ambitious. But also, don't become so overly obsessed with it that it starts taking your joy away from other areas of your life. You need to be mindful of that. One more. You know what I'll do? I'll pull a chakra card. That's what I'll do. And then after that, we'll wrap the reading. Hold on. Let me ask my question. All right. So please, just to wrap up this reading, if you could give some direction, a final word of encouragement that will help the feminine energy as they go on through their day, through their weekends, through their week, as they prepare to step out the door. What is it that they need to know right now? Too many. But you know what I will do? I will take them. I'm being told to take them because these are the things that you need to know. Just because I want one card, I don't drive the reading. Okay. So what is this? Abundance. The world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. Okay. I'll put that there. What does it say? Manifestation. Manifestation is the fruition of confidence and belief. I'll put that there, North Node. The flames of destruction will ignite a rebirth and compassion. Resolve your conflicts with compassion. I feel that belongs there with the healer. And then this creation, because this is what you're trying to obtain, to achieve. House 4, which is your family. So what's here, what the final message here is for you, is that abundance awaits. It's yours. Abundance awaits you at the North Node. And you're being asked to be creative. And I mentioned, and you attaining and achieving. See, this creation card reminds me of the Tower. It has that essence, the energy of the Tower. because it's talking about flames of destruction will ignite a rebirth. So you might have to tear down what you learned as a kid and manifest something completely new. Build a whole new confidence, a whole new set of beliefs. But as you're doing it, be compassionate with yourself. Be compassionate with others. And compassion doesn't mean no boundaries. Compassion doesn't mean step all over me, do it. No. Nope. That's not what it means. Be reasonable. Be kind. Be truthful. Say what it is that you need. In your interactions, be authentic. North Node, 4th house, build, plan, ambition, and write down methodological steps. And if you can't, if you don't know where to start, just do a quick search on the internet, right? Write down what it is that you're manifesting at the top of the message I said. Write down what it is that you want. Write what you want and figure out what your North Node is and see how they're aligned. And if they're not, and what is in the North Node is what it is that you want, then you need to plan. You need to plan, because in the planning is the creation, right? In the planning and the moving from perhaps what was not the foundation or the family structure or the relationships or the cultural upbringing that you want, you have the ability to create and manifest that with an important ingredient of compassion. The other thing I need to bring attention to is the heart, right? These chakra colors are here for a reason. I almost want to say that I think earlier we talked about the solar plexus, right? So what we have here are 3 chakra points that you might also want to pay some special attention to. Obviously, your heart and the healing that might still be required in whatever capacity, right? I just felt the need to take a very deep breath. That has to do with your circulation, your immune system. This here also has to do with forgiveness. You might need to forgive yourself for some of the situations that occurred at home, maybe behavior or words spoken. You might need to forgive yourself and provide release that some of what went down was not your cross to bear. It was not something you caused, but a situation that you were born into. With regards to your sacral chakra, this is where the passion and the creativity and your sexual memories are there. And, I don't want to trigger anyone, but maybe something has happened to you sexually that was disturbing, or a violation of your soul, a violation of your mind. Treat yourself with compassion as you move through that. Treat yourself with compassion as you work to destroy those strongholds or whatever ideologies or beliefs you might have had about yourself as a result of that or those experiences, because you're about to rebirth and you're about to call in what it is that you want. Your ambition, your focus, your critical thinking, your planning, all of this is for your good. You are actually rewriting or even crafting a new chapter about your life as you move towards this abundance that you're destined to have and that is waiting for you. Discipline is required, right? This healer card also talked about what was the correct phrase again? It talked about not taking things too seriously. So what I want you to be mindful of is if you have any control issues, right? If you're experiencing anxiety, if there's imbalance, if there's any depression or loneliness here, for the heart chakra, a lack of self-love, if there's any issues around perhaps your circulation or your breathing, get that checked out. With regards to the solar plexus, you know, your nervous system, your stomach, you know. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not giving you any medical advice. I'm just saying there might be some things that you want to pay attention to. Just a little bit about me. I was going through a very, very serious health issue. And that was around the time that I started listening to tarot, just a couple of years ago. Like this is new to me, eh? Listening to tarot. And I want to say the name of the person was Esoteric Sky, right? And he said something about checking something in my system. He didn't say it to me, it was a general reading. But it so turned out that I went and did that, and there was a situation there that clearly needed tending to. So again, I say this not because I'm a doctor, because I don't have a medical background. I'm just saying to you that sometimes we're given a word, an indication, a sign on something that we need to move on that is in our best interest, right? Maybe it's time for you to have a checkup. Just get a little tune-up. You see the way you're tuning up yourself spiritually? You're tuning up your mindset. You're tuning up your energy, your underpinnings. Just get your health checked out too, okay? Because there's a lot of abundance coming for you, towards you, is waiting for you. It's just heavy in the air. What's required now on our part is the right action. And being in the right mindset, or working that mindset, so that the path to where we have to go is easier. Thank you so much for being here yet again. I so appreciate it. I'm sorry I sound low energy. I'm not really. It's just my voice. I don't know what's up. But I'll see you in the next reading. Thank you. Bye.